Blessings, everyone. Today, I would like to offer an oracle of the fairies. But before I do this, Spirit has come through with a beautiful message of gratitude. Something that throughout the day has been a constant reminder for myself on a personal level. So before I offer this reading, from my heart, I would like to say thank you to all the people out there who are just doing what they do each day. It's very difficult. A lot of us are facing all kinds of health challenges, financial challenges, and sometimes it feels like, okay, universe, how much more? Enough. It seems like it's overwhelming. Sometimes it happens so fast and it's so challenging that it really feels like it does something on a soul level. Even despite the fact that we're all feeling like we're falling to pieces sometimes. But actually today, my son, Felix, who's probably going to kill me for saying this in the video, but he reminded me that being of service doesn't mean sitting and doing Reiki all the time, singing bowls. Doesn't mean we have to be like Mother Teresa and hold the dying and the sick. Doesn't mean we have to build a cancer ward in a hospital. It doesn't mean we have to save someone from a burning building. Sometimes being of service truly is when you really care about another, that we're not thinking about what we're doing is of service. We're just seeing that someone needs help, someone needs an ear, someone needs a hug. Maybe someone's walking with their head down that day and they look like they just need a smile or someone to say, hey, you got this. That's the moments being of service. And my son today, my soon-to-be daughter-in-law's brother had an emergency today, and my son was with him all day, and then he has gone in to cover his shift at work, and it was just the loving act. I seen a family, his sister, Alejandra, his mom, they all came together to be by his side through a time of crisis, and always without asking. I mean, they love one another, and they're a beautiful family unit. But what really got to my heart today is that they've been through so much already, and there's no comparing of whose journey is more difficult or more challenging. It's not even a thought. It's just from that heart space. And it took my son to remind me today that though I'm doing this, I love helping, and this is just my small version of that. But there are people who aren't even thinking about the spiritual path or being a warrior spirit. They just have a good heart. They're out there, they're helping people, they're carrying bags, they're smiling, they're laughing. They're looking into the other person's eyes. They're being present and genuine. And they don't even think about mowing the neighbor's lawn because they know that they just had surgery. Or they're not even thinking about carrying the bags for the lady at the grocery store because they see that she might have a foot cast on. It's just who they are. And that is a big reminder. That's a huge reminder for me today that, sometimes we get this idea that, especially when we're on the spiritual journey and we're doing things like this, a lot of us on YouTube, a lot of us on the internet, get caught up in that. And we forget that being of service, it has many different facets. It's not just about being a death doula. It's not just about bringing through spirit for spiritual messages. It's not just about being a preacher in a church, or, a rabbi, or going and feeding the hungry. It really, truly is about the choices we make every day to acknowledge one another, to look in each other's eyes, to stay present from that space of love, because some of those moments are the ones that make the biggest difference. I've seen in my NDE what that means to people when we show up. And that is different for everyone. So just know, if you're out there and you are one of those people that held the door today, or you're one of those people that your neighbor called and said, "Can you watch my dog? I gotta take my family member to the hospital." Or you smiled at someone who was maybe not mentally well, and holding a homeless sign, and people are just ignoring them, thinking they're just a drug addict, and you stopped for a moment and listened to what they had to say. Just know that those acts of service, that will stay and resonate in the worlds within worlds, far beyond any concept that we have here. That is love. And thank you. Please keep doing these things, because that makes the difference. That really does. And with that, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask these beautiful Fae, please step forward and help bring a message for the highest good. I'm so grateful. I am. I'm really grateful today. It's the reminders. Sometimes we're always looking for a sign, a synchronicity, a lesson, a teaching. We want to raise that vibration. We want to get to the next level. And today, I know, I was reminded it's really just simply being present and letting that heart space open a little and be touched. That's what makes the difference. When we're being touched, we're allowing that, because then we can go and share it. Okay, they're saying believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the Northern Lights says you're part of nature, so you are magical too. And this couldn't have been more perfect, truly, because the message that's coming through today with the magic, the Fae are saying it's not all the woo-woo that I keep hearing that name. I love that. The woo-woo. It's not just the woo-woo. It's not just a phenomenon. It's not just, I was thinking of this person and then they called, or, oh my goodness, I seen a rainbow in the sky and there was no rain, or any of the other phenomenons, or, oh my goodness, I was sending this message to someone telepathically and they got it, and oh, we shared the same dream, and all the other things that's amazing, and there's no discounting that. But where the magic is when someone is sharing a moment with us and it chokes us up. We start feeling that heart space, and oh my goodness, it just opens you up. That's the magic today. That's the message the Fae want us to remember, is that there's many different facets and many definitions when we use the word magic, from the Wiccans to the magic in the nature divas, and the magic of the angelic realms, the magic of the galactic family. But there's also magic in the moment of the heart. The magic of when you're having that laugh with a friend and you look at each other and there's no words needed. You just know. And you know that meant as much to that person as it did to you in that moment that you're laughing. It just lifts the energy. Or in the case I explained before, where I'm hearing about this beautiful family sticking together that I love dearly, going through some crisis, and how much they acknowledge each other. They see what each other is doing through it, and that just gets in the heart space. There's no trading that. There's no trading those moments. It could be something as simple as watching a really good movie, and it just wakes that space up. It makes you reflect in that moment, and wow, the rest of your day you might be living from that space. You might go off, and that's what they mean by the ripples. The magic is in what touches us, what gets us, what reaches. Phenomenon happens every day. And of course, so many want to explain it away. We want to put a stamp on it, some kind of name or explanation, or label it spiritual or non-spiritual, scientific. It doesn't really matter. Magic is going to be different for everyone. But one thing that is exactly the same resonance across the board is that heart space. When the magic reaches in there. And it doesn't matter what your belief system is. It doesn't matter where you are on the journey. You don't have to have a super high frequency in the 5D and all the other things that we talk about. You could just be going about your day oblivious to the fact that you were even conscious. I mean, that's another thing we hear about. People walking around like so-called zombies in life, not even any expanded awareness. And you know what? It doesn't matter when you experience the magic, because everybody's touched by something. Everybody's moved by something. And no matter what that is, once we are and we let that in our heart space, that's when we go out and we create the biggest ripples, because we can't contain that. When something gets in there and opens that heart space and you feel those tears welling up, not in sadness, but in awe, that's a power, that's a love, that's a frequency of light that cannot be matched. We, as beings in the physical, cannot hold that within our vessel. Whether it's going and hugging someone or laughing out loud, calling someone, checking in on a friend, we'll notice that when the heart space is opened, we even want to create. That's that moment when you want to go pick up your pen and paper and write the poem or the guitar and get the song going, dance, whatever that is. That's that magic. And that is universal. It doesn't matter if you're even not from this galaxy. That magic is the heartbeat of creation. And as long as we allow the experience, we're not ashamed when something gets in that heart space and makes us swell up or makes us speechless. It's just so overwhelming with so much love and awe. I mean, I'm not even above taking a knee when that happens sometimes. And I don't mean that in a religious way. I just mean that it literally knocks you to a space where you have to bow your head and just breathe. It's just a beautiful thing. And so the Fae are saying, thank you. Those of us that allow this experience, and those of us that share it, that's the first thing we want to do, is share what just happened. This is making a difference. This is being of service. This is seeing the light in each other's eyes. This is what keeps us all going. And this is going to be the thing that brings the most peace into this world. It doesn't have to be that we all decide to put the guns down and kumbaya, because yeah, at one point, that's going to happen eventually. But at this point, in the now, in the moment, the one thing that's going to save us all is the heart and sharing it. and loving, and not being afraid of that, not feeling weak from that, and staying present when we're in the moment with the magic, and we're allowing that to open us up, and we are looking into the eyes of the other people. We're not looking at them. We're not typing at them. We're not shouting at a video to try to get attention from them. We're with them. We're looking into them. We're noticing the light is the same. We are speaking through us with them. And that's they just keep saying this over and over again, that as they're joyfully dancing around us, the Fae, and playing and bringing the light and the happy moments, connecting the angels and connecting the moments in nature with all the creatures. They're singing this song about in the eyes of nature, and that's us. So please don't discount any of these moments that we have. Go out, make sure that we're not replacing communicating. Although I'm making this video to remind everyone, don't let this replace that experience, because even on the videos, we're looking at each other, we can see the light. Don't brush that off. We can see the authenticity. It's still there. It's more prevalent when we're present in the moment, in the physical, because that's why we came here. We all did all the telepathy. We all did all the things from a distance when we were in fullness of spirit. We worked with energy. Now we're practicing that with these technologies. We're seeing how we can feel each other. But there's no replacing it eye to eye in the physical, because that's when it's heart to heart as well. There's no mistaking that energetic exchange. We need that. And that's what's going to help all of us. That's what's going to connect all of us. That's what's going to make us remember why we are here. They're pulling their energy back. Much love, everyone. I know this is a long video. There's a lot of love and awe today with the kindness that I see, and that's made a big impact. And I hope in some way, after watching this, that we're sitting in that space, all of us, if this reaches anyone in the heart space, and say thank you to someone today that helped ignite that inside of us, because they're gems in this world. All of us that share, every single one of us, there's so many. Don't focus on the negative today. Focus on that and recognize that in one another, and the awe will come. I promise you. You're going to see amazing exchanges through that. Much love and many beautiful blessings.